This isn't where we were
So
meant
this
to
is
end
Null
up.
Space, the area that the Phantom Ruby warped us to.
Double boost. We got this. Keep it up, partner. Nothing can contain the two of us at max power. Not even Null Space.
And that's it for Null Space, the area that the Phantom Ruby warped us to. And now we're just back in the city.
Literally. Now let's track down Eggman.
In fairness, we get Fist Bump as like the background music here. So it's not a bad level for that reason alone. But still. Like, people have dug into this particular level, and apparently there is more stuff that appears slightly off screen in that Null Space section, but it just went unused for one reason or another. And I don't know, it's another example of this game being one missed opportunity after another. I'm getting ahead of myself right now because it's obviously not the end of the game yet, but I feel like that's pretty much where I'm standing with Sonic Forces going back to it. It's that I like what's here, but everything feels like a missed opportunity. Feels like everything could have been cool if they just did a little bit more with it. Like maybe having the cool Escape from Null Space level not be a minute 30. Like stuff like that. Because again, like I was saying at the start here, I remember this game being a game that I enjoy, and I am enjoying replaying this. There's stuff that's coming back to me now, and I'm thinking like, yeah, this is pretty cool. But literally every part of it, more or less, is just leaving me wanting more.
Excuse me, boss? It can't be! It's impossible!
I like to imagine that that was like 5 seconds in real time. And they just popped up behind him as soon as they jumped in the portal.
Something you wouldn't understand since you don't have any friends.
Sick burn, Sonic.
Dr. Eggman will still have the last laugh.
Yes, that one line from Colours. Now we're getting closer and closer. 85.71%. We're getting there, Eggman. Okay, so we've got a cool avatar level coming up next. Let's go back in and change things up again. I'm enjoying customizing the avatar a lot. I've kind of got to, haven't I? Really. That with the monocle. It's just fantastic. Oh, let's change the gloves as well. I think I've got a few new gloves. Well, that's not even wearing gloves, but I actually kind of like that, just having the watch. Did I get any shoes that look good? The purple kind of works there, I just don't like the shoes themselves. That's a bit more like it. Alright, let's go into Imperial Tower.
Less than an hour before Eggman's plan goes down.
There's no more time. We have to break into the fortress now.
Indeed, this is it. Our last opportunity to bring peace back into the world.
But when the battle ends, we'll have to part with Sonic. I mean, this Sonic, won't we? Yes.
Yeah, Tails is basically adopted classic Sonic.
I guess he'll be returned to his dimension. Thank you for everything, Sonic. I'll never forget what you did for us.
You're talking like he's dead, Tails.
Save the sentiments for later. This is not over yet. We still have a battle to fight. Exactly. This is our last chance. Give it everything you've got.
Imperial Tower.
Let's go!
Here's another one for the "this cutscene is stupid" count. Oh. Like, you can see the same NPC characters looping. And like, yeah, that's kind of gonna be a thing when you got so many people on screen. But look, they've got the exact same characters literally next to each other. Like, look how many times you can see them yellow rabbits there.
Yes, I did. I've been looking forward to finishing you, your annoying friends. I trust you're all ready for oblivion. If you're not, oh well.
Pew 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 pew. That was a fucking 4-Kid sound effect.
Target reconfirmed. Extermination mode initiated. Payback inevitable.
Omega, you've joined us? Awesome.
Is there no end to these annoying insects? I will burn your resistance to ashes.
God, that background is so bad. Everything about the presentation is off. The repeating characters, the artifacting, the blurred backgrounds,
No, it's not. While we're under
the low texture quality on the floor. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Everywhere you look, there's something wrong. Like, even the characters who are the same there have the same, like, stationary animation as well. You can see all the guys with their eyes shut, just popping their heads in sync. Oh god. And then we have this. No, this one's my fault.
Whoa, it is! He said the Phantom Ruby prototypes only react to the person who activated it. That must be you, buddy. Your courage.
I will say, at the very least, given this is obviously back to an engine, there wasn't a load screen or anything. It was quite smooth of a transition. Oh, what happened with the title screen text there? Huh? I swear it doesn't usually do that. This is another one that if you time it right, you can skip most off with a burst wisp. I will give it a try. If I fuck up and fall in a pit, so be it. Then I might have to try doing it normally, but we'll see. But this is probably my favourite of the Avatar themes next to Capital City, because it's just got that old school EDM thing going on. If you've never heard of the band Erotic, firstly look them up because they're hilarious. They have ridiculously over-the-top sexual lyrics to the point of parody. But secondly, their style of music is quite similar to this. That's what it reminds me of, that kind of production. I did sort of cut myself out of the burst route at the top there, just because I was getting a little bit worried that I'd end up falling in a pit, since there were pits below that section. I think after this, it's mostly just lightning pits you got to be worried of, more than like instant death pits. Man, egg forms have become such a joke in this franchise. They were just sort of generic enemies when they first brought them in Heroes, and they were like whatever. But like now, they go down with one fucking like flamethrower shot, so they're not even an obstacle really, they're just sort of there. I think I'm gonna make it, Knuckles, I'm nearly at the end. There we go. 691 rings! I didn't even notice I picked up that many, Jesus! This game doesn't have lives, but just the thought that in most other Sonic games that would be close to like 7 new lives just from dicking about. I suppose that's because you're going through the air with a burst wisp, and I was just picking up all the little batches of rings. It's like it all adds up. But the fact that that was a 2-minute 11-second level that I got 691 rings in, it seems a little bit overly generous. And remember, I'm playing on this game's hard mode.
3, 2, 1. Zero!
Buddy?
The sun! It's gone! What? What just happened?
So now we have a two-part on Who Shot Eggman.
Impossible! I thought all the prototypes were destroyed!
A costly oversight, Doctor. This is why I always check and double-check, as any good scientist would.
This is the turning point, guys. Time to press our advantage and kick major butt!
So yeah, it's definitely swinging in the Resistance's favour now. But we have probably the shortest modern Sonic level in the entire game here. It's Mortar Canyon. Now there are some, I guess, tricky-ish sort of jumps in this level that I'll see if I can do well. This is a level that's very short and you're not going to be here long no matter what you do. But whether you get hit or whether you fall in a pit here does come down to some timing, which admittedly that's a strong point. That's the point in both of this level. It can be kind of fun to do a sick jump and just leap over like half the fucking level. But this is like we're on the tail end of the game now. We're literally in endgame territory. And we've got a level that we're probably not going to be in for more than like a minute and a half at this point in the game. Boost to win, boost to win. That's a level, 1 minute 5. Managed to get the no-hit rundown too. That's the part that is difficult about that, getting the no-hit rundown. As for like the actual level you saw there, I jumped over half the fucking thing. But like that kind of design mentality, I feel like if that were a longer level, and there were sections like that, if there were a lot of sections like that where a properly timed jump could skip a large part of it, that'd be satisfying. It'd be like, you know, either you take the ground route and it takes, say, 5 minutes, or you take the like jump route and it takes 2 or 3 minutes. That'd be cool. That would reward replaying the level. Is that a fucking Among Us glove? I hate that my brain's been poisoned by that now, but like, yeah, that's pretty much what I think sucks the appeal out of modern Sonic in this particular game. In the there's not really an incentive. Like, well, if you play this well, you do a speedrun and you cut this level down from like a minute 30 to a minute 20. It gives a shit, you know. Whereas if you've got a level that usually takes quite a long time, if you take the standard route. Or you can learn the level and do some really sick stuff, and then you can finish it in like half the length. That's when speedrunning like modern Sonic levels becomes cool. But here's Infinite Phase 3. I would advise against pausing midway through his little transformation animation, because it's not kind to him at all.
Might as well make it for the person who needs one, right?
If you're wondering what's going on here, this is basically the Metal Sonic boss, but with some of those like red VR effects going on in place of some of the other stuff that Metal Sonic did. And again, I'm wasting boosts, which I probably shouldn't. He does have his dash forward attack, which, as far as I recall, is basically identical to what Metal Sonic did. Metal Sonic's was purple, I think Infinite's is red, but that's about it.
Phantom Ruby's energy is recharged. Perish along with your useless friends.
Who are you calling useless?
My friends got me this far, and together we're gonna win.
Although, say that, but the Avatar's not actually going to do much here.
You can count on nobody but yourself.
Your mask can't hide how sad and lonely you are. That Phantom Ruby virtual reality of yours is the real illusion.
Okay, I was kind of awkward timing that, but hey, I didn't get hit by the red thing, so it's whatever. I don't know if the burst twist would help in any way, but like it's kind of hard to get the Avatar close enough to him. Like, yeah, that's the attack that Melt Sonic did. I haven't really got to worry about that. That's easy enough to see coming. Remember, this is our final showdown with Infinite. He hasn't like got some secret super extra phase after this. We just sort of kick the shit out of him like we did to Metal Sonic, and then that's it. Just want some boost, and then we can do this again.
Here goes, partner. When we join forces, the sky's the limit.
Fist bump!
Double boost.
Get him! Didn't even play fist bump, that's a shame. I look certifiably stupid.
Impossible. I cannot be defeated.
Wrong, loser. The things that can't be defeated are heart, soul, and the bonds of friendship. 3 things you and your counterfeit cronies lack.
No. Wait. I can still fight.
Kinda get what they're going for here, but at the same time that seems a little bit more mean-spirited than when they've addressed this kind of thing before. Because the idea of like being fake and not having real meaningful friendships is kind of what they were doing between Amy and Gamma in SA1. Except that it seemed a lot more of an optimistic take on it rather than you have no friends, so rather than learning friendship, we're just gonna kick the shit out of you. And like, admittedly, Gamma took initiative himself there, whereas Infinite didn't, but still.
Phantom Ruby signal is moving underground. Eggman is up to something again.
So this level's shit and I hate it. This is probably the worst one.
Find the entrance to the central tower and stop Eggman.
I haven't really elaborated on why I don't like this one yet, but it will become obvious, trust me. I feel like that first round of rockets probably should have hurt me, but it didn't. So, reason one why I hate this. Sometimes these spinning balls are hard to time because it's very hard to tell whereabouts you actually are, and whether it's going to launch you from just the right particular angle you need for a jump. Reason two why I don't like this level. A fucking auto-scroller. People like Bridge Zone because of the music, not because of the auto-scrolling, guys. Come on. Try for the top route. Didn't get the top route. Okay, there, I got hit that time. Reason 3 why I don't like this, when you get hit by them, it puts so much smoke on the screen that you can't really tell where you are on the screen. You sort of get trapped behind it for a few frames. It's like this level where It's boring at best and frustrating at worst, really.
My money's on the area the other Sonic is searching.
It's not dreadful. I'll put up with it because, you know, I like the rest of the game for the most part. But, yeah, no. Yeah, I'll just tank these. It don't really matter that much. Let's go fast. If it will let me. No, it won't. Fuck it, long way.
Great. Looks like we can get in through that passage. Hold on. I'll send in reinforcements right away.
Wow!
It's like, it's not even that interesting to look at. Like, the modern Sonic version, this at least had the scale that you could see all the things off in the distance. That I don't think that's happened to me there before. Like, usually if I get a good speed at that starting point, then I make it across, but I guess I wasn't fast enough. So I might have to just do a spin dash at the start of that part and try it there. But like, yeah, the modern Sonic version of this level at least had the scale of stuff in the background you could see. You could see that you were like miles above everything else. And so it had that going for it. But this just has nothing really. I'm gonna go the safe way from the start this time, I reckon.
Great. Looks like we can get in through that passage. Hold on. I'll send in reinforcements right away.
Time to be careful, get the boost pad. There.
Sonic's is so dreamy.
There we go. It's a fucking Gerard beard. I think that was maybe meant to be C-3PO. Alright. We've got 2 more opportunities to see the Avatar, so let's go all out. Fitting room. This is me going all out. Actually, no, I think the moustache works better than the Gerard beard. The rest of it, I actually think that looks okay. Yeah, I think I'll keep the rest of him as he is. I like that. So, Final Judgment. This is the final actual stage before we get into the final boss.
A Phantom Ruby signal is headed for the reactor. Massive hurry.
So this has a bit of a terminal velocity thing going on,
System is too tough to break
which
through by
is
normal
kind of cool. It's thankfully not quite as fiddly as parts of terminal velocity could be. Though, like, I did get lucky there being just in the nick of time to not get twatted by those lasers. That's one thing that you do still have to bear in mind with relation to terminal velocity. Oh, I was pushing me like a little bit there. And now this is another part where you want the burst wisp. I know, surprise, surprise. But this is basically the rest of the game. You just want the burst wisp. You can also use, I think it's the... What's the one that blows things forward? There's one that blows things forward which you can use to blow the enemies into these little pipes, but Burst Wisp does the job and it's a lot easier to line yourself up for it. Just keep on jumping and you're good.
Pretty thrilling, huh,
And I think you can kind of see what's coming here.
Everyone's waiting for us.
You are next to me and I'm next to you. I love Fist Bump so much. Fist Bump, if there's one thing that I think will stay in our cultural identity from this game, just be a thing that Sonic fans remember for years to come from this game, it's gonna be Fist Bump. It's such a banger. Oh, and I've got a lot of medals, so we're gonna be here a while. That top hat is kinda cool. And there it is. Final boss versus Death Egg Robot.
We did it! Eggman's army is officially butt-kicked. We won!
But it's not quite the BBBE, was it, Sonic?
The end of it?
Look!
Gotcha! The fortress reactor was just a decoy. A true winner always keeps his trump card hidden until the end.
Sonic, what's going on? There aren't less enemies, there's more!
What?
How can there be so many? Confirmed sightings indicate Shadow, Metal Sonic, Zavok, Chaos, Infinite. Thousands of them.
What have you done?
I merely incorporated the Phantom Ruby into this Death Egg robot.
But that means the Phantom Ruby no longer has a vulnerable energy supply. It's an invulnerable ruby?
A good deduction, Tails. This Death Egg robot has... No, I have surpassed Infinite to become the complete and ultimate form.
If this is more powerful than Infinite, then why did Infinite get the better theme?
Everything will still be just as I planned.
Just saying. Got questions for you, Eggman.
Your plan will end like all your plans do, with you sitting in a pile of busted robot parts wondering how you failed so badly.
My avatar can't do a threatening stance dressed like that. Oh, this is stupid.
He's overclocking the Phantom Ruby.
So the first phase of the Death Egg robot,
Now,
it pretty much plays out how the Egg Dragoon fight did. He's gonna throw shit at us, we throw it back, and that's how you get the hits in. You do have to be a lot more careful of the ground here. It's disappearing. He will do whatever he can to take it out. So you gotta watch your depth perception, which I am not good at. This is not a favourable position at all. You gotta be careful now. Throw more shit to me, please. Alright, that's the classic Sonic phase down. Now, you might be able to figure out, given there's been a bit of a trend in this game, but if you want an easy way to fight this phase of the boss, you want to use the Burst Wisp. It makes it easier to take out the things that he shoots at you, and then it makes it easier to get hits in. I remember this is the Wisp one that they just give you. Like the first one, like you could not touch the Wisp on settings at all. Like you wouldn't have the little shield thing that I have, but you could just use the default setup through the whole game, and it would arguably make the game easier than if you got creative. So yeah, this phase is basically what he was doing to classic Sonic, but in 3D. When's he gonna do his fist attack? There, he's doing his fist attack. I think that was half of his health in one hit. I will say though, the next phase coming up, this is where it can get genuinely difficult. Is it giving birth?
End this
Okay, so take 3 of this because I've made a couple of silly mistakes. If you're wondering what you've got to do here, if you've played Sonic Colors, if you've played Sonic Lost World, then you kind of already get the gist. It can be a little bit more difficult than either of those fights, just because of the way the perspective works here. You kind of want to make sure that you know how close or how far you are from him at any given time, which the floor and the background don't exactly make easy. But, you know, it's the same general gist here. I do hope that this will be the last time that we see a Sonic final boss play out like this, if only because it's been done so many times now. We have seen the Frontiers bosses, like Super Sonic's back in Frontiers, which suggests that it'll be at least a little bit different to this. I just hope they don't cuck out near the end. I hope that the actual, like, you know, Super Sonic final boss plays completely different. I don't like this phase. I need to break one of the things that shows up in the middle, but there's usually been one of the fiery things every time that's happened. Because this boosts I need right now. Come on, need to get closer. I do have to concentrate a lot more with this than I usually would with any of these not Sonic Colors bosses. It's better than the Time Eater at least. I realise the bar's on the fucking floor there, but still. You need to remember that Sonic has a double jump and that comes in handy during this phase. Oh, I was trying to get lucky there, but he'd already sent the thing off to attack. Now I just really need rings. Accidentally boosted through the rings because of course. Rapid sidestepping. This is a valid strategy, I swear. Feel like we're getting closer to that magical triple boost. There we go. Mash the fuck out of that X button. And he's down. Yeah, that only got a B because I did have to retry that last phase a couple of times, but I got a mid-rank for a mid-boss. And there's the Sonic Boom Scarf, because of course. See, that really is the biggest problem with these cutscenes, when they have NPCs who look identical next to each other. Reusing assets is fine, you kind of have to do that sometimes, but at least try to hide it a little bit. But we've saved the world, the Resistance has done its job. I think that wraps up the main game for Sonic Forces. Before I say goodbye to you, one more last fist bump.
Cheer up, Tails. I'm sure we'll run into him again. Alright, guys. It's time we cleaned up the mess that Eggman left this world in. And I'm not talking about those illusions he dreamed up for us. We need to fix the real world we all live in.
Right. True that.
Why, Tails? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I've been the Flameclaw, and I'll see you next time for the episode Shadow DLC.
All that I see now not the same. All you remember has gone away, but you're still standing here. So much has happened, it's hard to bear. Shadows of sadness within your stare, but still you're standing here. They're beyond, futures down the road, but the journey won't be easy. Rising up and standing on your own, with a beauty in your eyes shining. You have not lost a thing, whatever may come. The light of hope is always shining there in your heart. You've not lost a thing, whatever you do. Just know that your tomorrow will be waiting for you. Ever so precious, a vision shared, a future you promised. On that special day, still memories never fade. Friends of old, back from long ago, come again, just to say hello. And it's something that you know. Find the strength that lies within your soul, and believe that Together we can show the world what we can do. You are next to me and I'm next to you. Push me on through until the battle's won. No one's gonna give nothing to us. Into each other we put our trust. Standing united after the fight. All alone we will never be. The two of us are holding the key. We see today a world we couldn't see. Before I say goodbye to you, one more last fist bump. I know you have been afraid before, but you don't have to be anymore. No more emptiness to feel inside. When we run together, no one can break up our stride. No looking back. You and I were on the attack, full speed ahead, running to the sunset. Such a different feeling. Both of us believing we can make it better. Together we can show the world what we can do. You are next to me and I'm next to you. Push me on through until the battle's won. No one's gonna give something to us. Into each other we put our trust. Standing united after the fight is done. We can show the world what we can do. You are next to me and I'm next to you. Pushing on through until the battle's won. No one's gonna give something to us. Into each other we put our trust. Standing united after the fight. It's a brand new day. We have turned the page. Never knew how much I needed somebody to help me this way. All alone we will never be. The two of us are holding the key. We see today a world we couldn't see. Before I say goodbye to you, one more last fist bump.
Finally, an end to this endless battle. Everyone can go back home and relax. There's no need for the resistance.
Hold on. There's still a lot we need to do. We're just getting started.
Huh? What, you're leaving us? There are others who need your help. But okay, I'm not gonna stop you.
Man, the first time I saw you stumbling around, I had no idea you could pull this thing together and see it to the end. I've changed my mind about you.
I knew you'd come through, rookie. Well, I guess you're not a rookie anymore.
You did good out there. It's not like you just waited till the last minute to come in and act all cool, saving the day.
Our battle is done, and our resistance has come to a conclusion. But we'll be friends forever. A single person cannot restore the entire world. We have to work together and make a diligent effort. Yeah.
Hey, you're taking off too? I was thinking the same thing. You gonna keep moving forward? No matter what, yeah? You and I aren't so different. See you later, buddy.